All right, this could be the most important video that you've ever watched this year. We've been telling you for the past few weeks, we meaning myself, other channels, saying it looks like the Lord can come soon. Lord can come soon. It's imminent, the rapture. And there's something happening, there's something changing. I don't watch the news anymore, haven't for the past year and a half. So anything that I say here, please take with a grain of salt and go study for yourself. But I believe we are about to witness the greatest wealth transfer in the history of mankind. And I'm going to explain why this is going to happen, and maybe this is prophetic. Don't know. I don't consider myself a prophet, but this is in my spirit right now, inside me, and I need people like you to confirm or disagree with what I'm about to say to you, because I feel it's prophetic. I haven't heard anybody else talk about this. You may not find this on the channel, on any other YouTube channel, so maybe this is why you come here. But you're about to witness the greatest transfer. These are not symbols, satanic symbols. This is just me trying to communicate something. Whenever I use my hands, people get mad and they go 666, 666, all this kind of stuff. So I'll try not to use my hands. People are strange, aren't they? So the reason, hopefully I can articulate this. The reason why I believe we're about to witness the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of mankind is because the Lord is coming. The Lord is coming. And I believe there's going to be massive transfers of wealth from secular organizations, from unbelievers to believers, to Christians. So if you're drowning in debt right now, financial debt, this video might be for you. And this isn't some hypey, give money. But if you got something out of this video, feel free to donate to this channel, sponsor this channel if you will, because I really feel that we as Christians have a voice, we have something to say. So if you like that kind of thing, you want to support, if it's a couple dollars, whatever it is, I don't really care, because excuse me, there is wealth, there is money right now transferring from the world's largest business, and that is Google. So I believe, because my channel is now monetized, that there's a transfer of wealth coming to me from secular organizations, because every time an ad runs, I get a little sliver of that, and it gets deposited into my account, which is kind of interesting. So hear me out on this. Hear me why I'm saying this. Let's go to, let's back this thing up with some scripture, and then hopefully you can understand why I'm saying you're about to witness the greatest wealth transfer, and the whole reason behind it may not be what you think. It's not for greed. It's not for greed. So, all right. So we're looking at Matthew 8. So if you're drowning in debt right now, this is the video for you to watch, because your eyes are literally going to fall out of your head and bounce on the table or wherever you are. So I hope you're sitting down. I hope you're sitting down, because yeah, okay. Here we go. Matthew 8, verse 23. And when he was entered into a ship, his disciples followed him. And behold, there arose a great tempest in the sea, insomuch that the ship was covered with the waves, but he was asleep. Who's the he? Jesus. He was asleep in the storm. There was a great tempest in the sea, and it was so much the ship was covered with the waves. To the disciples, this looks like trouble, that they're all going to die to the disciples, but Jesus was sleeping calmly. And his disciples came to him and woke him and saying, Lord, save us, we perish. We perish. Not we are about to perish, we perish. Like we're dying right now, we're dying. And he saith unto them, Why are ye fearful, O ye of little faith? Then he arose, rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. But the men marveled, saying, What manner of man is this, that even the winds and sea obey him? So you got to understand who we worship right now. We worship the creator of the universe. Created the foundations of the earth. Created the earth, the stars, the sun, the moon, the angels. Every angel he created. Every angel was created. The Son of God was not created. He's eternal. So the men marveled, What manner of man is this, that even the winds and sea obey him? Okay. This is where it starts getting a little interesting. And when he was come to the other side of the country of the Gergesenes, there met him two possessed with devils, coming out of the tombs, exceeding fierce, that no man might pass by that way. So I'm going to toss in something here. If you feel like you're in financial stress right now and it feels like people aren't allowing you to go by because you know where your destiny is, but you're like, I just don't have enough money to get there. These people are blocking me. Maybe I have unpaid bills, all this kind of stuff, and I just hit a roadblock. Keep listening. Exceeding fierce, so that no man may pass by that way. So these demons weren't letting people pass by to wealthy nations, wealthy cities, Decapolis, all these places were well off, believe me. And behold, they cried out, saying, What have we to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of God? Art thou come hither to torment us before the time? Which is interesting that the demons are like, we're going to be judged for something we did. What was that thing that they were going to be judged for? Before the flood. And there was a good way off from them an herd of many swine feeding, so that the devils besought him, saying, If thou cast us out, suffer us to go away to the herd of swine. And he said to him, Go. And when they were come out, they went into the herd of swine, and behold, the whole herd of swine ran violently down a steep place into the sea, and perished in the waters. Perished in the waters. The disciples were saying to Jesus, we perish. We're going to perish in the waters. We're going to perish in the flood. And they kept them fled and went their ways to the city and told everything and what was befallen to the possessed of the devils. Financial ruin for these people because that money went into the pigs, basically. The demon spirits went into the pigs, which was their source of income. The pigs were worried about being judged before their time, before the flood. They went into the swine. The swine went into the waters and perished. The swine perished, but I believe the spirits were still alive, preserved unto a day of judgment in the waters. In the waters. So their judgment is awaiting them in the waters. They can't get out. Those demon spirits cannot get out. They're stuck. They're trapped. Let's continue on here. Let's continue on. All right. We see another financial example here. Jesus just fed the 5,000. Said, give them food to eat, bring them hither, and he commanded them to sit down on the grass, took 5 loaves, 2 fish, looking up to heaven, he blessed and brake. Because, again, I believe, let's see here, might as well just read. When Jesus heard of it, he departed thence in the ship, again in the ship. When the people heard thereof, they followed him on foot out of the cities. And when Jesus saw a great multitude, he was moved with compassion, he healed their sick. When it was evening, his disciples said, this is a desert, the time now is past, send the multitude away, that they may go to the villages and buy themselves victuals. But Jesus said unto them, they need not depart. They don't have to. You give them something to eat. Then they said, we have 5 loaves and 2 fish. He said, bring them hither to me. Bring them hither to me. Another thing I believe Jesus is going to say to us when we are being called up to him at the Lord's appearing. Bring them hither. Come up hither to me. And he commanded the multitude to sit down. The grass, took the 5 loaves, 2 fish, and looking up to heaven, he blessed and brake and gave loaves to his disciples, and his disciples to the multitude, and they did all eat and were filled, and they took up the fragments of that remained, 12 baskets full, in abundance. And they that had eaten were about 5,000 men, beside women and children. That's not the cool thing. That's cool. And straightway Jesus constrained his disciples to get into a ship and to go before him unto the other side, while they sent the multitudes away. And when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up into a mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone. But the ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossed with waves again, for the wind was contrary, wouldn't let them cross to the other side. Where there's so much meaning behind this one. Wouldn't allow them to cross to get to their destiny. Jesus said, go to the other side. And in the 4th watch of the night, Jesus went on to them, walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, it is a spirit. And they cried out for fear. But straightway Jesus spake unto them, saying, be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. In another version, I think it's in Mark, not sure, Jesus was going to walk by them, but they saw him and called him to them. He was going to walk by. And Peter answered, but straightway Jesus spake unto them, saying, be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if thou be, bid me to come unto thee on the water. And he said, come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on water to go to Jesus. He walked on water. He didn't just step and sank. He walked on water. But when he saw the wind boisterous, it's almost like when you look around and you see all your financial debt and all this kind of stuff, you get afraid. And you're like, I can't leave now. I have too much debt. I can't be raptured now. What about my family? All this kind of stuff. So Peter, when he saw the wind, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried, Lord, save me. And immediately Jesus stretched forth his hand and caught him and said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt? And when they were come into the ship, the wind ceased. And when they were in the ship and worshipped him, saying, of a truth, thou art the Son of God. And then they went over to that side. And everyone was bringing them people that were diseased. Let's wrap this up with a nice little bow. Let's talk about a little bit of transference here. Yeah, right here. This is key. There was a time where Jesus was getting in the way of Peter, blocking him. And Jesus was about to unblock his thinking and begin the concept of the transference of wealth for his disciples and for anyone, I believe, anyone that believes in Jesus Christ. This can happen to you like this. So this is the wealth transference right now. Verse 24, Matthew 17. And when they were come to Capernaum, that they received tribute money, came to Peter, so these are tax collectors, and said, Doth not your master pay tribute? He said, Yeah. He saith, Yes. And when he was to come into the house where the other disciples were, he wanted to go grab money from the other disciples to pay their taxes. Jesus prevented him before he went into the house. He blocked him in the doorway, saying, What thinkest thou, Simon? Of whom do the kings of the earth take custom or tribute? Of their own children, or of strangers? Peter saith unto him, Of strangers. Jesus saith unto him, Then are the children free. The king's children are free. They're exempt from paying taxes. Notwithstanding, lest we should offend them, go out to the sea and cast an hook and take up the fish that first cometh up. And when thou hast opened his mouth, thou shalt find a piece of money, and take and give unto them for me and for thee. As in wealth transference from the sea. Remember those swine? Swine are guilty of eating all kinds of crap. They'll eat anything. They'll even eat money. They'll eat money. Coins, whatever is left around. They're pigs. They're greedy. They don't sleep. They don't sleep at night. They don't. Sheep sleep standing up. They take brief naps. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 hours at the most. Pigs don't. Anyways, the reason why I say this is maybe I'll make another video about it, but we haven't even talked about the Exodus. When Israel was about to leave Egypt, they were in massive debt. Massive debt because they were slaves. But then, as they were leaving, they had favor from everyone around them, and they gave them all their money and said, go worship your God. And they left Egypt and spoiled Egypt. Greatest wealth transfer. Think about that. I'll make another video about that. Thanks for watching.